Hi, boys and girls. This story is called The Lizard and the Sun. And it's by Alma Florada. And it's illustrated by Felipe Davalos. You're right. Illustrated by means they drew the pictures. By means she's the author. She wrote the words. Very good. And I love the pictures in this book. Very, very beautiful. What an amazing artist. The whole world knows that the sun comes out every day. Some days it shines brightly in a clear blue sky. Other days, clouds cover the sun, and its light is much paler. When the clouds let loose their load of rain, the sun disappears behind a curtain of water. There are places where it snows. During a snowstorm, the sun also stays hidden. But even when clouds or rain or snow hide the sun, we know it's still there. The story I'm going to tell you happened a long, long time ago, when the sun had really disappeared. It had been many days since the sun had come out. Everything was dark. All of the plants, the animals, and the people were waiting anxiously for the sun to appear. But the sun did not. And everything remained dark. The people were cold, the birds stopped singing, the children stopped playing, and everyone was worried and afraid because this had never happened before. The animals decided to go out in search of the sun. The fish and the turtles looked in the rivers and the lakes, but the sun was not there. The green frogs and the wide-mouthed toads looked through all the puddles, but the sun was not there. The deer and the squirrels searched through the forests, but the sun was not there. The rabbits and the hares searched through the fields. The jaguars searched through the green jungle where he lives, but the sun was nowhere to be found. The birds searched through the branches where they had made their nests, and the majestic eagle flew over the mountaintops and the cones of the volcanoes. But no one could find the sun. And little by little, all of the animals stopped looking. All of them except the lizard. The lizard kept on looking for the sun. She climbed the rocks, scurried up tree trunks, and peered under leaves, searching and searching. Finally, one day, she saw something very strange. She was scampering over some rocks when she saw one of them was shining through as it had a light inside. The lizard had seen many rocks in her life. She had seen rocks that were smooth and polished, rough and sharp, gray rocks, dull rocks, but she had never seen a rock that shone as much as this one did. It was so bright, it was like it was glowing. So with great excitement, the lizard ran off to the city to share her excitement. At last the lizard reached the city. Even though there had been no sunlight for many days, the people had kept on working. The barges floated softly on the waters of the lagoon, laden with fruits and flowers. In the enormous marketplace, the vendors had laid out their wares on beautiful woven blankets. The pyramids of fruits and vegetables looked like tiny copies of the great stone pyramids that loomed over the city. But without the sun's light, no one could see the brilliant colors of the peppers and tomatoes, the colors of the blankets and the shawls. Instead, the flickering torches that lit the marketplace cast deep shadows. And instead of the cheerful bustling of people buying and selling and having a good time, everyone was worried, wondering how long this would last. The lizard did not stop to look at the barges or the market wares. She did not stop to look at the silent crowd that walked through the plaza. She headed straight for the grand palace and did not stop until she was in front of the throne. "Sir, I have seen a rock which shone like a strange light," said the lizard. "Move the rock so you can see why it shines," ordered the emperor. The lizard did what the emperor said. She returned to where the rock lay and tried to move it. She tried to push it with her 2 front legs and then with her 2 hind legs. But the rock did not move. At last the lizard pushed the rock with her whole body, but the rock would not budge. There was nothing left for the lizard to do but go back to the city. She crossed one of the wide bridges, passed by the marketplace, arrived at the grand palace, and went straight to see the emperor. She found him sitting in the same throne. "I'm very sorry, sir," she said. "I did everything I could, but I could not move the rock." The emperor wanted very much to see this glowing rock, so he decided to go back with the lizard. But first, he called for the woodpecker. "I want you to come with us," said the emperor. And so the three of them went to see the glowing rock. When they reached the rock, the emperor said to the woodpecker, "I want you to hit that rock very hard with your beak." The woodpecker obeyed the emperor. He gave the rock a sharp peck with his strong beak, and the rock split open. And inside the rock was the sun, all curled up. The emperor was very happy to see the sun again. The world had been very cold and dark without him. "Wake him up, woodpecker," said the emperor, and the woodpecker pecked several times on the rock. Tuck, 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 went the woodpecker's beak as it struck the rock. The sun opened one eye, but immediately closed it and went right back to sleeping. "Wake up, sun," said the lizard. "All of the animals have been looking for you." But the sun did not answer. He just stretched a bit and went on sleeping. "Wake up, sun," said the woodpecker. "All of the birds have been waiting for you." But the sun yawned, an enormous yawn, and kept on sleeping. "Get up, sun," said the emperor. "The entire city needs you." But the sun just said, "Leave me in peace. I want to sleep." The emperor knew that he had to do something. Without the sun, the plants could not grow, and his people could not have any food to eat. Without the sun, the children could not go out to play. The birds could not come out to sing, and the flowers would not bloom. So the emperor said to the sun, "Would you like to see some beautiful dances? I will ask the finest musicians and dancers to play for you. Will that help you wake up?" "Well, if you want me to wake up, ask them to start playing their liveliest music to keep right on playing and dancing," answered the sun. So the emperor called for the finest dancers and musicians. The loud and joyful music played on, and the sun woke up, climbed to the highest point in the sky, and shone down over everyone, lighting the whole earth. The emperor called for the lizard. He put her on the palm of his hand and thanked her for having helped. Then he called the red-breasted woodpecker, and he asked him to stand on his shoulder and thanked him for helping wake up the sun. And every year from then on, the emperor organized a great feast with joyful music and beautiful dances, so that the sun would never again fall asleep, hidden inside a rock. And since that day, all lizards love to lie in the sun. They like to remember the day when one of their own found the sun's hiding place and helped bring him back to give light to everyone. The end. That's a great story. So who's the main character in this story? Yeah, probably the lizard. But we also have other characters, right? The emperor, the woodpecker, the sun. Yeah. And what's the setting of this story? In a forest, also in a village. Yeah, very good. Nice job. Hope you enjoyed the story.